watching it is a couple of days after the last couple of scenes that you did see in this vlog. As you can see, I was in clinicals. I didn't get a chance to vlog anymore after that because it's like after I returned from lunch, it kind of got a little bizarre after a while, and it was just a lot of stuff going on, so I wasn't able to vlog any after that. And plus, after it got towards the end of the shift, I pretty much just observed my preceptor giving the night shift therapist report, and then after that I clocked out and went home. And I still had a little bit more time to work with before it got too late, so I just went ahead and did the rest of all my homework assignments that were due the week coming up and then the week after that, because we do have our first exam on Monday in rehabilitation and home care. So I had to just go ahead and get all my homework done that was due this upcoming Monday, and then I went ahead and started on the homework for my other class, which is mechanical ventilation and airway management, which I went ahead and did all of that homework, and that's due next Tuesday, so I can just get ahead and have more time to just strictly study on my material that is due for an exam the following week. Today is Saturday, so it's been a couple of days since clinicals, and I just wanted to let you guys know like what all went on in clinicals, and then also just update you guys on what I have planned for this week. And then I'm going to probably end the vlog after that, because this vlog I'm trying to somewhat start doing mini vlogs, but it seems like most of my vlogs kind of last either 10 or 15 minutes depending on what particular material I'm wanting to put in that particular vlog. So depending on how long this one is, I will make the decision if it's considered a mini vlog. But like I said, after everything pretty much got crazy, I was in ICU this week, and this was our first week of clinicals, which started this Wednesday and Thursday. And instead of us getting off at 4:30 like we used to last semester, we are now getting off at 7. So that's kind of added more tiredness towards the end of the week, on top of everything that we've basically been lectured on the following Monday and Tuesday. So I mean, it just is what it is. In ICU, I got to observe 4 extubations, 2 were terminal and 2 were a wean process. I'm not going to get too much into the process of what happened with the patients during the extubations and everything like that, because I don't want to violate any type of HIPAA at all, because sometimes too much information is a bad thing. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I did get to put together a ventilator that is used at this specific facility. And what's crazy is I was actually going to insert that video of how I put it together, because I talked myself through it and everything for you guys to see. But then I realized when I went back to look at it to see how much I did actually get, I didn't get anything, and I was just so upset about it. And I said that this was the perfect opportunity for me to show you guys like the type of vents that this facility uses, how they put it together and how it works, and just basically showing y'all like what process I take when I'm putting these devices together to use for patients. Because from what my preceptor told me, anytime they clean a vent that the patient in ICU is no longer using, they'll clean it off, then they'll dispose of all the tubing, circuits, and anything that's disposable on the vent, clean it up, and then they'll take it down to the supply room, and then they will replace all the disposable stuff that was thrown out. And then after they put all of that together, they have to test it to make sure it's properly working. And then once they've tested it and it's passed the test successfully, they have to sign off on a book basically stating that you basically ensured that this device was working and you put it together correctly, so it won't be no type of confusion on why this device isn't working in an emergent situation. So that was kind of interesting to see, because I don't even think I've observed any ICU time at my job that I work at as an intern. So right now, when I do go back to work, I am going to see if there's like a process they have to take whenever they extubate a patient and take the vent out. And do they have to do the exact same thing that this facility has to do, so I can kind of learn our protocols and everything. So once I actually am working as an actual RRT, I will be able to already know like what our facility has insurance to cover and what are the protocols that we have to take when it comes to certain procedures that are being performed at my job. So that's one thing that I did get to see and do in ICU with my preceptor. And then I did also get more ABGs because we did have to get a certain amount of sticks per semester, and by the grace of God I was able to get all my sticks. So that is one more thing I can check off on my list of things that I have to stress about with this short semester and everything we have to get done before then. I didn't get enough time to do or start any of my case studies because, like I said earlier in the vlog, it just got a little bit crazy and I didn't have any sit down time. I think the only time that I was able to sit down and actually do some work was like during my break, and it seems like as soon as I got done with my lunch, we had to go. And with this facility, their vent checks is every 3 hours. So I don't know how often we check our vents at my job that I work at, but I know with this facility, their vent checks is every 3 hours. And some people may have treatments ordered on ICU as well. So they all kind of correlate with each other off and on when the vent checks are being done. I actually carry a few things with me, and I'm going to show y'all that because the actual vent check sheet that we did get, I think from our instructor, it was a little too hard for me to understand, but then one of the therapists actually made a sheet or just used the sheet that she goes by that made it easier for her to understand like what all needs to be checked and what all needs to be looked at when you go in a patient's room on the ICU floor, and it kind of made it a little bit more easier for me to understand. So I'm gonna go get that and show you. I wanted to show y'all the sheet that we have that we go by. It's actually this vent sheet right here. It has like all the simple stuff like on the bottom, on the side here, that you can kind of see what all goes into like and found on the vent. Some of this stuff is BiPAP stuff too, but some settings, some modes that you may set your vent in, your mechanical vent in, do have some of the same things that are found on a BiPAP. So that's something to look forward to because it kind of gives you, really, to be honest, the only confusing thing about mechanical ventilation that will trip you up, because it certainly tripped a couple of us up in class when we first started learning about it, is that a lot of these vent settings and modes, majority of them mean the same thing. The only thing that makes it hard for the student is understanding what vent uses this particular mode and what vent doesn't. And you have to establish like all the ones that mean the same thing. What are they seen on? Like for example, CPAP, EPAP, and PEEP all mean the same thing because they're all used to better oxygenate a person. So it's like they all mean the same thing, but they're not. You can put a vent in CPAP mode and you can put a BiPAP in CPAP mode. And I learned that in clinicals on Thursday, or I think it was Wednesday, because I had no idea you could put a V60 in CPAP mode, because I've always seen every patient that I've had at my job or in clinicals at the other facilities be in BiPAP mode. So that was the thing that was interesting to me because I did not know that. This is the sheet that we use in clinics for vent checks, and that's what I look at. If you have a sheet like this with all the respiratory meds on them, coming from inhalers, MDIs, DPIs, nebs, or any type of chart like this, this is like the best thing to carry around with you in clinicals. I don't care what semester you are. If you are giving medication and your teacher gives this to you, or if you may have this yourself, because it's okay to print out extra information if it helps you and it's actually you're seeing improvement in your grade. But this is a really good thing to carry around with you on top of the sheet that I showed you with the vent settings. And the reason why I say that is because there are a lot of different MDIs and there's a lot of different DPIs as well, and neb treatments, and a lot of the same medication comes in like 3 different forms. And if you don't know that this particular drug comes in these particular forms, it does make it hard for you to say, hey, if a patient asks you, well, I used to have this as an inhaler, why does it look like this? Even though it may have the same name on it, different brand, whatever, but you have to be able as the therapist to explain to that patient like, hey, this is the same drug that you've always been taking, it's just in a different form. So that's something also that you have to look at too when you're in clinicals and everything like that. And just like at my job where I work at as an intern, we only give neb treatments. I've never seen a patient take an inhaler at my job unless it was a home med that they brought from home to the job and the nurse gives it to them when they go in and give them morning meds. Because again, there's a lot of drugs that aren't on every hospital's formulary, and a lot of times, like this facility I'm doing my clinical rotations at right now, they give nothing but inhalers. I've never seen a patient get a DPI. I've only seen MDIs, and might be a few neb treatments that's being given, but majority to most is going to be MDIs. And then on top of that, my job is more neb treatments than anything. It's rarely any DPIs, and I've never gotten one out of the Pyxis when I did go to get any medications to give treatments to. But other than that, I mean, that's the most that I can say. That, you know, every facility is different, but it's good to have this sheet around, the vent sheet that I showed you guys. And also, if you do have like your ventilator settings where it shows you, like basically tells you like what the setting is, what the mode is, what are the advantages, disadvantages, and what you're supposed to do, alarms, all of that stuff, carry that stuff with you. You have to carry your clipboard with you anyway, so you might as well just put it on there. And then in between like your treatments, when you're giving one, or if there's any time you have to wait on that therapist to do something that you can't really observe, look over your paperwork, look over your study guides, look over that stuff. Or if it's something additional that isn't on your sheet that you just observed or that the therapist just told you, write it down. So when you start to do more mechanical ventilator case studies in school, and we work 10 steps ahead when it's going to benefit you in the long run with everything that you have learned thus far. So, but I don't really have anything else special going on this week. I'm just pretty much going to be trying to get everything else situated so that when I do go to clinicals this week and next week at my different clinical site, I'm gonna have to get up like around maybe 4 o'clock. So it's gonna be much more going on that particular week, so I may not even be vlogging at all. And I also forgot to tell you guys, it's going to be my first sleep study rotation, so I am going to be doing a sleep study rotation that same week that I'm going to a different clinical site located in the same area. So I will be basically spending the night there at the sleep study lab, and then I will probably I think we're gonna have like a case study to do the very next day, so I'm not gonna have to worry about going to a clinical site. The teacher is giving us a break, so I'm happy about that. And then we have to finish like the same day sleep study that we did the night before, and we have to turn it in before the end of business day that Thursday to get credit for the hours we would have gotten if we were actually in clinical. I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I just really just told you guys everything that I was doing this week. And I forgot to tell you guys that I am going to upload a mini vlog for a Q&A. I did receive a couple of questions. Maybe the max I've gotten so far is maybe 4 or 5 questions pertaining to just everything school, my personal, and just anything that was pertained to the type of material that I've uploaded on my channel so far. Even though I have to work this week, I'm not tripping off of that, because me actually working versus me being in clinics is totally different, because I'll have more time by myself. I may do like a little Q&A inside the car / mukbang. I don't know. I'm not really an eater on camera because I don't know how I look eating, because I know when I eat at home it be in private or with my family and no one's never complained, so I don't know what I look like when I eat. So that might be something I may just try. I don't know. But that's also what I have going on this week. Also wanted to say that I was happy and excited to let you guys know that I have gained at least 4 new followers on my YouTube channel, and I'm excited about that because even though it was probably one person that week that I got the others followed behind it, I was happy about it, because even if it's just one person reaching out or following your page because of the material you've uploaded on there, it was exciting for me because my videos are actually reaching people. So you know, so I'm gonna wrap this vlog up and I will get back to you guys, and just keep looking out for my Q&A. It probably won't be until the end of the week, but just keep on looking out for my Q&A, and I will definitely keep you guys posted. And I probably will start posting some more cooking videos, because I've only got like a couple up there, but sometimes I might incorporate a little bit of something in my videos like I did earlier in this vlog and the last one. So I'm actually going to try to do a from start to finish ingredients, all of that stuff back on my channel too, so be looking out for those videos too. And I think that's it, you guys. I think that's it. So I hope you guys have a good week. Thanks again for sticking by me and the new subscribers that added to my channel. And I'm definitely going to keep everything updated and, you know, just keep it going. So you guys just enjoy the rest of your week, and y'all have a good one.